Max Verstappen is set to receive a 5-place grid penalty at the upcoming Sao Paulo Grand Prix, Red Bull Racing advisor Doctor Helmut Marko has confirmed. It's more bad news for the Dutchman after finishing 6th at the Mexico City Grand Prix on Sunday, where he took a 20-second time penalty for repeatedly pushing Lando Norris off the track. Thanks for watching another GP Fans video. If you don't want to miss any F1 news like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube, or follow us if you're listening on Spotify. Verstappen struggled with engine issues throughout the Mexico City Grand Prix weekend, barely running in both FP1 and FP2 on Friday because of gremlins in the RB20's power unit. The problem hasn't been resolved, meaning Verstappen will have to get a new power unit installed, exceeding the yearly limit and therefore taking a grid penalty. Marko claims that Verstappen's engine was not 100% during the race in Mexico and that a new power unit is necessary at Interlagos. The engine we had in there was no longer intended for the race, and the older an engine gets, the more its performance diminishes. The penalty would be 5 places. That wouldn't be so severe in Brazil, for example, where you can overtake relatively easily. But we saw that we were missing 3 to 8 kilometers an hour on the straights. Lawson and Sergio Perez were tangled in a fierce battle during the Mexico City Grand Prix, with Lawson eventually even sticking up his middle finger at Perez as he overtook him down the start-finish straight. Lawson has since apologized for this, but also claims Perez gave him nowhere to go when they were racing wheel to wheel. It wasn't just any battle, of course, as Lawson is heavily linked to taking over the struggling Perez's seat for 2025. Perez and Lawson were racing each other very hard, and the two touched at turn 5 in front of the Mexicans' home fans. While Helmut Marko likes Lawson getting his elbows out, he has warned the Kiwi not to do that against the sister car, and the youngster has now apologized for showing the middle finger to Perez. It's obviously one of those in-the-moment things. He, Perez, spent half the lap blocking me, trying to ruin my race, so I was upset. But it's not an excuse. I shouldn't have done it, the middle finger, and I apologize for that. I left him space into turn 4 and was coming in very, very late. Honestly, I tried to give him space. He drove me off the track and then he didn't give me space since turn 5. So, it's unfortunate about the tension, but I don't know where he wants me to go. Earlier today, we reviewed the driver's standings, so let's now have a look at the Constructors Championship with just 4 rounds of F1 action to go in 2024. Ferrari have scored 96 points between the US and Mexico City Grand Prix, which is why they have now overtaken Red Bull and are closing in on McLaren for the lead of the championship. The difference between them is just 29 points now, meaning it is anyone's title to win. Remember, Ferrari haven't won a Constructors title since 2008, while McLaren have been waiting for one since 1998. Red Bull are still in it, but now trail McLaren by 54 points after a nightmare weekend at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. This weekend, we complete the hat-trick of the Americas triple header with the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Like in the US and in Mexico, there is a different timetable for us Europeans, and it's a sprint weekend, so let's have a look at the full schedule. We start the weekend on Friday with the only practice session, which starts at 2:30 p.m. UK time. Later that evening, we have sprint qualifying, which starts at 6:30 p.m. in the UK. Saturday's a busy one, first with the sprint race, which is at 2 p.m., followed by qualifying for the Grand Prix at 6 p.m. The Sao Paulo Grand Prix takes place on Sunday, November 3rd, with the formation lap starting at 5 p.m. UK time. Again, all of these times are in the UK time zone, so adjust them to wherever you are around our beautiful globe. That's it for another GP Fans video. Again, don't forget to follow us everywhere, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Bye-bye.